name's Ian Beresford and I study computing. So I've been doing some research into touch interaction, looking at direct and relative input methods for touch technology. So it's involved researching how people interact with these systems and the way they're used in day-to-day scenarios. I thought that it was an interesting area to look at because it's a technology which has, in the last few years, been becoming more and more prominent, and it's something which is becoming more and more accustomed in day-to-day life. So the research is involved going around and finding out how people interact with these systems, what their expectations are, and how they respond to this technology. The main conclusions of my research have been that people need to be able to understand this technology and feel that they're progressing and being rewarded for it. Otherwise, there's no value to them using this system. They'll just walk away without taking anything away from it. And in an educational context, for example, it's not what would be a desired effect.
My name is Sean Preston. I'm studying computing at the University of Worcester. The project I'm doing is a web application to allow holiday rental properties such as hotels and B&Bs to create a website advertising their property. And it'll include things like availability calendars, booking forms, guest books, and essentially it's their way of having a web presence on the internet without having to pay for a full-time designer. Now, me and my girlfriend were going on holiday and we were looking at properties in Spain, and the websites were absolutely awful. From that, it sort of just grew into a business. I mean, this is the third version, the third prototype, and the original one was form-based, and now it's gone to a more JavaScript drag and drop web application. I think the biggest thing is to challenge yourself from the start. The first version that I created was poor, and it was all form-based, and it worked, and it matched competitors' versions, but they soon realised that there was other ways that it could be done using a drag and drop interface, and it should have been done that from the start.
My name's Joel Stanford. I'm studying computing at the University of Worcester. So my project's around responsive web design and the performance of responsive web design in particular. Obviously, responsive web design has been something that's been very popular in the industry and is taking off. And so my study is really to look at ways of improving performance. I chose the topic particularly as it's related really to my career, so I want to go into web development, and responsive web design is something that's really taking off in the industry. It's becoming a big thing. So what I discovered from my project was that there was some real kind of cutting edge technology that's coming out in ways of handling responsive web design performance, particularly around selecting the right image for the right device. So on a mobile device, you may want a lower res image that's obviously a lot easier and a lot quicker to load. On desktops, you still want to see that large image with the good quality there. So it's kind of looking at different and new ways of actually implementing technology out there. So the biggest thing I've learned from my project is managing my time and my research. Obviously, responsive web design is a huge area, being such a new technology. And I've really had to kind of drive down and focus on my research in one particular area around performance. A lot of my research kind of brought up saying web pages need to be fast, but how fast is a web page to one user? It could be completely different to another user. So really just kind of understanding these measurements and how to improve and perform on the responsive web design with them.